Welcome, guys, to Critical Thinking and Practical Reasoning. Today, we'll be looking at arguments and misconceptions about arguments. Our aim is to identify and define arguments, given consider the type of argument that there are. Now, what is an argument? An argument is a stated claim with reasons or evidence to support it by convincing the listener or affirming the stated claim. So, see an example we have here. It says, Kojo may not make it to the party, and that's a claim, right? And that claim is being supported by another claim, which says he is allergic to spices, and there's another claim which follows, a second claim which follows, saying that the food we all ate at the camp was spiced. So these two last claims come in to support the first claim, which was stated that Kojo may not make it to the party. And the last two claims are called premises, right? Premises are reasons or evidence that support a claim. And that claim the premises support is called a conclusion, right? So there's a conclusion which says that Kojo may not make it to the party. Why will Kojo not come to the party? He may not make it to the party because he's allergic to spices and the food we ate at the camp was spiced. So that is the first example. The second example we have of an argument says all Ghanaians are Africans. All Africans are human beings. Therefore, all Ghanaians are human beings. So here you could see that we have all Ghanaians are Africans. That is a fact somebody stating. All Africans are human beings. That's another fact somebody stating. And the person concludes, says that therefore all Ghanaians are human beings. So from the available premises which are already established, the person goes ahead to draw the conclusion based on the available premises or stated facts. So these arguments and examples of arguments. You can go ahead and try an example for yourself. Write out an argument on your own. Now there are two types of arguments. There are the deductive and inductive arguments. Now you should note that the basic difference is that in deductive arguments the conclusion is derived from the premises, but with inductive arguments the conclusion is not certain and does not rely on the premises. So it could be anything. That's what happens in what inductive argument. Let's look at the example for deductive argument, which is actually based on credibility and surety. It says all humans are mortal. Peter is a human being, therefore Peter is mortal. Right, from the available premises which is established, you can necessarily deduce a conclusion from that, and you realize that Peter would definitely be what mortal, since all humans are mortal and Peter is a human being. Then Peter will definitely be what mortal. Let's look at inductive arguments. Now the example for inductive, which is based on likelihood or probability, it says it has been raining for the past 3 days. It rained this morning too, therefore I am buying an umbrella because it may rain tomorrow. You can see clearly that the person is trying to predict the fact that there may be rains tomorrow. So because of that, the person is going ahead to take an action, right? So such an argument that it is likely to rain tomorrow will be based on the premise that prediction will be based on the premise that maybe there have been rains in the past days, but looking at the way it is raining, then we can draw a conclusion that it may rain today, but we are not too sure, so we may be guessing. So just note that when you are trying to identify arguments, there are some key things you need to know. You should know what premise and conclusion indicators are, because notice that an argument is a list of propositions, and all of these propositions, they are propositions, so any of them could be the premise, any of them could be the conclusion. However, we use indicators like therefore, consequently, it follows that, so, hence, accordingly, for which we can infer as conclusion indicators. and we use these conclusion indicators to point out that this is the conclusion, therefore automatically the others are what? The premises. So we have premise indicators too, and some of them are for, since, for reason, the reason that, because, given that, granted that, seeing that. So these are also premise indicators, and they will help us identify what an argument is. With this clue, later on you understand that with this clue, you can easily select what is an argument and what is not an argument. Thank you. In this session, our interaction centered on arguments, types of arguments, premise and conclusion indicators, argument and non-argument. Note that these arguments will be deliberated later on in the second unit. Keep in view and do not forget most of the things learned in this session. Thank you for your time. Bye.